In this video, we're going to go ahead and create the email automations for our sales funnel. And this task is going to be broken down into 2 videos, and it is kind of complex and involved. And if you're not familiar with email marketing or automation, it might seem like a bit much right up front, and you might want to watch these videos again. But if you follow what I lay out step by step, you will not have a problem. It is pretty simple and intuitive once you know what's going on. But the first time you see this stuff, you might be like, what the heck? So if you feel overwhelmed at first, that's okay. It will make sense to you the more you think about it and try and understand it. And again, if you just follow step by step what I do, you're going to be fine either way. So the tool we use for the email marketing automation is ActiveCampaign. It's just at activecampaign.com, or I'll have a link below. And the plan you need is just the light plan for $9 a month, up to 500 contacts. So go ahead and create an ActiveCampaign account before moving onwards. And if for some reason you can't afford $9 a month for this awesome marketing tool, then you probably shouldn't be in this course. Alright, so once you have your ActiveCampaign account, you'll be able to log in. And the first thing you would want to do is come up here to lists and add new list. You just click the button, name it the name of your business, fill in the applicable information, and hit create list. Too easy. Up next, we need to do our automation. So you'll click automations at the top, and we'll be creating new automations. But before we do that, let me break down the automations we will be creating. So we have these 2 action series here. We have an action series for offer number 1 and an action series for offer number 3. And again, these are like 3 to 5 emails that try and sell a product or service that we want to sell. Let me insert a text box real quick. So action series 9 auto responder series, action series classic sales funnel course. Alright, so we have action series 9 autoresponder series, action series classic sales funnel course. Those are 2 separate automations. Now we need to create automations for when they buy that particular product. So I'm going to call it buy 9 autoresponder series. Buy 9. So we have our action series and our buy series, and finally we need a refund series. So if somebody requests a refund, we need to have something set up to handle that. So we're creating 5 automations here, and we'll just start off with the 2 action series. So I'll minimize this, new automation, start from scratch, create. Whenever a tag is added, I'm going to call this one AS9 autoresponder series. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the concept of tagging, a tag is a piece of information that you can connect to a subscriber. And a subscriber can have hundreds of tags if it makes sense to do so. And they just give that subscriber a piece of information. For example, in this case, we're tagging them for the action series automation. But you could tag people for the products they've purchased, the pages they've looked at, the lead magnets they've requested, the links they've clicked, all that type of stuff. So there are a million reasons why you could and can tag people. And it's just a piece of information that we're attaching to a subscriber so we can see what the heck they're doing. So I'm going to actually copy the name of this tag, hit add start. And one other thing, make sure you keep track of your tags. You need to have the proper punctuation and capitalization across your tags. So you couldn't call, like, when you're referring to this tag, you couldn't accidentally make this a lowercase a, because it would not recognize the same thing. It would assign 2 different tags, and that would be bad. So you got to make sure that it's exactly word for word, line by line, the same exact thing. Now I'm just naming my automation here. I can name this whatever. It doesn't have to be the name of the tag. It just so I can keep things straight. So save. So there's the start of this action series. I'll go back to automations. New automation, start from scratch, create. Whenever a tag is added, action series, classic sales funnel course, add start, go ahead, rename this action series classic sales funnel course. Save. All right, go back to automations, new automation, start from scratch, create. Tag is added. Now we're working on our buy automations here, and this is going to be a little different because Optimize Member and Optimize Press is going to add the particular tags, and they call their tags the package name. So we need to go grab that. So come back to your dashboard, go to Optimize Member, General Options, and define membership levels and packages. Scroll on down here and grab the name of the package. So 9 autoresponder series. So this is when they buy the 9 autoresponder series. So I need to make sure this tag is the exact name of that package. Add start. And I'll call this, I can call it whatever I want, buy 9 autoresponder series. So hit save, come back to automations, new automation, start from scratch, create, tag is added, and this is for the classic sales funnel course. Copy this, paste it on in there, add start, rename our automation by classic sales funnel course, hit save, go back to automations, create new automation, start from scratch, create, and we're creating the refund automation right now. So tag is added, refund. You want to name it refund because that's a tag that would be added by Optimize Member and Optimize Press upon refund. So you need to make sure it's refund just like that with a capital R at the beginning. Add start. We'll call this one refund. Hit save. We'll come back out to the main automations page, and we're going to go ahead and organize our automations so we can quickly and easily find them. So we want to create a label here, and I'm going to call this autoresponder funnel. You can select whatever color you want so you can easily identify it. So you see our folder down here. Now I can select the automations for this funnel, add label for autoresponder funnel, and I need to go find the refund one, so give me a second. Let's go find it. Here it is. Add label, autoresponder funnel. All right, so now here I am inside my autoresponder funnel automations. So I have my 2 action series for 9 autoresponder series and classic sales funnel course, and then for the buys and then the refunds. So there are the 5 automations that we had discussed earlier on, and now we need to actually add some rules and automation to the automations. So head back over to Active Campaign, and we'll just start with the action series 9 autoresponder series. And what we would do here is we would send an email. So whenever somebody receives this tag, it's because they just requested our lead magnet. So when they request the lead magnet, they'll automatically go on to action series right here, this email series, and we'll deliver the lead magnet through this series here, and then we'll work on selling this product. So we're going to send an email, and this would include our lead magnet. So I'm just making a placeholder email for right now, email 1, lead magnet delivery. Create. Just going to select a random template for now. Can fix this stuff later on. Next, finish. All right, so after we send email 1, we're going to wait a day. Conditions, workflow, wait for 1 day. That makes sense, right? And then we could add another email, wait a day, another email, wait a day, however many emails we want in our action series. But typically, if somebody hasn't purchased whatever you're trying to sell within 3 to 5 emails, they just don't want what you have. So I wouldn't do anything longer than 5 emails because otherwise you might annoy some people. So there can be more than just this one email here, but we do want to end this automation a certain way because remember, if somebody enters this action series and they don't buy through the whole thing, we need to send them to this offer 3 action series. So our classic sales funnel course action series. So in order to do that, at the end of this automation, we need to add the tag that triggers this action series. So click the plus button, contacts, add tag, action series, classic sales funnel course. Hit save, because remember, this is the tag that triggers that action series, and I accidentally put a lowercase s in there, so that would have broken. So you got to be really cautious on how you're doing things. I typically copy and paste these tags to make sure they're all the same, but for some reason I'm not doing that in this example. All right, so this is our action series for the 9 autoresponder series. And if they don't buy through the whole process, they're automatically sent to the action series for the classic sales funnel course. Now, if they do buy, we would want to stop this automation, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So we're going to come back to automations. We'll come into our autoresponder funnel here. So if they buy the autoresponder series, all right, so if they buy the autoresponder series, we need to end the action series that's trying to sell them on it. So conditions and workflow, end other automation, action series 9 autoresponder series. Hit save. All right, so if they buy the product, we're trying to sell them through the action series, we end that action series so we don't keep trying to sell them something they've already purchased. Now, there's going to be a little more to this automation than just ending this automation, because we don't want people to just stop. We have that classic sales funnel course that we are trying to sell. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to wait a day, and we're going to click the little plus button here, and we're going to do an if-else statement. So we're going to check to see if tag exists, and we're going to look to see if they have purchased the classic sales funnel course. So remember, that's the precise name of the product or the package inside of Optimized Member. So we want to see if that tag exists, because if that tag exists, we don't need to send them to that action series. So we'll hit OK. All right, so if they have this tag, Classic Sales Funnel Course, we know that they've bought the course, so we don't need to send them to the action series. So we're going to send them back to the house list, and I call the house list main series. So I'm just going to add tag main series. Hit save. But if they don't have this tag, that means that they have not purchased the Classic Sales Funnel course, so I want to send them to that automation. So hit the plus button, add tag, action series, Classic Sales Funnel course. Click save. All right, so this automation is now good to go. We'll close this out. And now let's work on the action series for the Classic Sales Funnel course, which again is this action series here, which tries to sell the course. And I'll also have these automations down below as images so you can follow along that way. So we have the start already. Now we need to go ahead and send an email. So create an email. We'll just call it email 1, create, select a template, whatever, hit next, hit finish. All right, so we'll send an email, we'll wait a day, and then we could send some more emails. So as long as you want your action series to be, you just add in however many emails and however many waits you want to put in. But remember, at the end of this action series, if they buy or they don't buy, they're returning to our house list. And again, I call my house list the main series. So that's what I'll end on. So hit the little plus icon, contacts, add tag, main series. Hit save. All right, so that's all there is to this final action series here. But we still need to go edit the buy automation, because if they buy that Classic Sales Funnel course, then we'll want to end this automation. So go back to your automations, open up the buy Classic Sales Funnel course automation. And so we already have our start here. So if they buy the course, we want to end another automation. So end other automation. We want to end the action series that tries to sell the Classic Sales Funnel course. Hit save. Then we're going to go ahead and wait for 1 day. Then we're going to add them to our house list, or in my case, my main series. So add tag main series. Right there, hit save. And that's all there is to the buy Classic Sales Funnel course automation. Now we'll come back to the refund automation. So right here, So if tag refund is added, we know that the individual has asked for a refund of their purchase. And this comes down to your own business and personal preferences. How do you want to handle your refunds? Do you want to reach out to the individuals manually and be like, hey, I noticed you returned your product. Is there anything I could do to make things right? Or do you want to break all ties and burn all bridges and just unsubscribe them and never hear from them again? Or you could do like a mixture of the two. It's entirely up to you how you want to handle the refunds, but you have the option here. So let's just say that I want to just unsubscribe them from everything and I don't want to talk to that person ever again. All I would do is click the little plus button here, contacts, unsubscribe, and I'd unsubscribe them from all lists, hit save, and boom. So if somebody refunds a product, I'm done with them. They're dead to me. I'll unsubscribe them from everything and they'll never hear from me again. Now, is that the best way to do business? Probably not. But I'm using it for the sake of this example. Typically, I'd want to reach out to them and see if there's anything I could do to rectify the situation. But again, that's entirely up to you and your business. All right, hopefully this automation stuff made some sort of sense. If not, I recommend going and watching this video one more time. Remember, we have our 2 Action Series automations, and the point of the Action Series automations are to sell their respective products. And then we have our 2 buy automations. So if they buy the respective, this should say Classic Sales Funnel course. So that might have been confusing. Classic Sales Funnel course. So that might have been confusing there. Sorry about that. So we have our 2 buy automations, and if they buy the product we're trying to sell through the Action Series, then we need to end that Action Series. So we stop selling it to them, and we need to make sure that the flow continues to happen. So if they make it all the way through it, we want to flow to the next one. Or if they buy, we still want to make sure they flow to the next one. And that's what the automations are doing. And then we have our refund automation. I really hope that makes sense. I know that that was a lot of content and a lot of possibly new concepts. And I'm really not trying to overwhelm you here. But once you get the hang of it, it does make sense. I promise you that. And it is rather intuitive when you think through it all. But on first glance, it's like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff. But the good news is once it's set up, you don't have to mess with it anymore. It'll just work. So that's a great part about automation.